Okay, so I'm Juan. I live in North Miami Beach, Florida. I'm a graphic designer. I'm 45, and for the last it's gonna be 2 years now that I've been following the program with Coach Corin. And he's been guiding me through my through the entire journey, because it's a journey. I started with an issue of body fat that I couldn't shake off myself. So I figured I have to go and find somebody to help me. And that's when Coach Corin came in.
Awesome, man. And can you go a little bit deeper on before you came to Body HT Fitness and my team, like what was some of the things that you were struggling with beyond just with the body fat? Like what was some of the things that you were struggling with the most?
Well, the one thing that really frustrated me is that no matter how much I worked out on my own, I wasn't able to take care of that on my own. I will be going to the gym every day, and this went on for years, probably about 2 decades. And yeah, I was getting bigger, but I was also getting fatter. I just couldn't get that right. I just couldn't get getting bigger without the fat. One came with the other, and I had no way to change that. So I came to a point where I realized I have to hire somebody to know.
And how did you feel like knowing that every time you were trying to bulk and you were just gaining more weight, but bad weight? How did that make you feel overall? Were you frustrated? Like how that made you feel knowing that?
Yeah, frustrated because you want to get results from the workout that you do, and it can be pretty intense. I'm lifting heavier, I'm trying different workouts. I even hire somebody to help me out, and they kind of helped me out with introducing me with the micronutrients, but they were leaving a lot of guessing up to you. It's like, eat this much of this, eat this much of that, and this much of this other stuff. Okay, but where do I find those nutrients in what foods? That was never specifically clear to me. So there I was, still more frustrated, with more guessing to do. And I would say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go get a burger from that joint in the corner, that restaurant. Burgers have protein, right? And we need protein to build fat. So completely disregarding that the burger might have this much fat and this much carbohydrates and other things that don't help you with fat loss. But I will eat it because I will say, it's got protein, I'm building muscle, bring on the burger. Hey, I should eat a second burger now also, and maybe another one later. And then, and that was after breakfast and before dinner, and probably another snack at midnight. And, and then I'm wondering, why am I still getting fatter, Now, in my case, I don't get fat like most people, where they get fat all over. I get fat in the belly. So while I was a skinny guy trying to build muscle, I still had a huge belly. So that was frustrating over everything,
When you joined Body HT Fitness and my team, what was some of the results that you got?
I started working with you directly, and it was a combination of diet and exercises. The results started showing up within the first month. Not necessarily visually, but I do have to measure myself every week to report to my coach. And that's where you see the result, when you get the measuring tape around you. And every week or every so often, you get 1/4 inch less in the belly. So it's not going to be a drastic change like those TV commercials where they tell you, drink this pill or this whatever, and next week you look this way. No, it's not like that necessarily. But I was indeed getting results on a weekly basis. And it came to a point where results were seen visually. You're starting to see those abs coming out and those other muscles that are around the abs. And it's very exciting once it does. It's very encouraging.
Nice. And how much weight did you lose overall?
Just about 30 pounds, just to show you how the fat issue that I had, it was worse than I thought it was. Indeed, you do get fat all over your body, and the majority goes into your midsection. And looking back, in comparison to how I look today, The problem was worse than I thought it was. I wasn't an obese person necessarily, but I was already wearing size 36 pants. And I remember the belts that I was wearing, the loopholes were just going. I was progressing as the years went by. That had to stop.
No, that's awesome to hear, man. And was there anything that you learned from the program when you were in it?
The most important thing is how to eat. Using the applications, in this case, My Power Fitness, I know exactly what I should eat today and what I'm going to eat tomorrow and the day after. I don't have to worry about guessing anymore because I'm not guessing. I'm just running food through the program if it is something new that I'm eating. Now, for the most part, whenever I go to a supermarket or any supermarkets, every time I see something new, all I gotta do is just read the nutritional contents on the back of the packaging. And I already know how to read anything that has red flags in it. I just came from the supermarket across the street and they were giving free samples for these crackers. And he said, protein crackers. Okay, so I checked them out and one portion is 130 calories. But it only gives you 5 grams of protein, of 12 grams of fat, and about 20-something grams of carbohydrates. That's not a good deal when it comes to nutrition. You can include that in your diet, but you're going to have to exchange it for something else that might be more filling. You see? So right there, it was a no. Put it back on the shelf, move on. And that's why I apply to every other food that, anything new that comes around, because I already know what to eat, so I just eat that. But if I ever think, every time I see something new, which I will, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to bet it.
So overall, you're more conscious now when it comes to food choices.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, 100%. And you know what? We live in a time when we actually have the luxury to see what most foods have. Even if you go to a food chain, one of those fast food restaurants, where they sell the burgers, the fries, the whatever, most of them have the calorie accounts in their websites. So you can look that up in advance in case that you are going to go have that. That applies to nearly everything.
If there was anyone watching this video right now and they're on the fence about joining Body HD Fitness and my team, what would you tell them?
I wish I'd done it sooner. I just wish I'd done it sooner. The time is now. The time is always now. Forget your New Year's resolution. Forget all those self-promises. Just do it now. If today is January 1st, do it now. If today is July 7th, do it now. If today is August, do it now. But the point is, do it now. But this is something that's going to last you for the rest of your life. You're going to know how to eat. And whatever goal you want to have, like staying fit or building muscle, you are always going to have to know how to eat. So this is going to be the biggest takeaway from the program. At least that's what I'm getting from it at this point.
That's awesome, man. And the last question is, do you have any special thanks that you want to give out? Any shout outs? Oh, yes.
Obviously, I'm going to give out a shout out. I'm going to give up a shout out to my coach, Corin Sunun right here. My other coach, which is Paul, who is all the way in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
But thanks to technology, he's right here in my phone every time I need him. The community within this group of people working out who are always sharing tips. Thanks to them, I have discovered all the foods that they eat and now I have used in my own diet. But most importantly, I think it's good to recognize that more and more throughout the city and the country, restaurants that only offer conventional meals are also offering vegan options. And even though not everybody might become a vegan, I think everybody can actually adopt certain vegan meals that they can implement into their lives. Vegan, vegetarian, there is a lot of food out there that is good, and unfortunately there is a lot of there's a lot of food out there that is good, but there is also a lot of miseducation regarding what vegan is. A lot of people have the wrong idea. They think that if you start eating vegan, you're going to become a very difficult person, and you're gonna get on everybody's cases about everything. And no. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. People who are passionate are always going to be passionate. But if we're talking about food, there's a lot of good options out there. Look them up, wherever you are. I'm sure you're gonna find something very good to try on, and probably bring friends with, and make new friends as well.